Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I've decided I want to call these, for right now, the Crochet and Knit Podcast. So this would be episode 1, and I am the host, Kaylee Harrington. So today I wanted to share current projects and completed projects and what yarn I use and my current supply of stuff. So I want to start with the box of stuff that is completed or semi-completed. And today I have to use my phone because the computer camera is just not going well today. So the phone is giving me much clearer quality and such. So if I reach into the box, the first thing I have is, it's just a square of double crochets, yellow, which I will get into in a little bit when I go through the yarn, because this color will make sense. So in here I have 2 completed hats. Now this was my very first hat I crocheted. It was supposed to be a child's hat, but as you can see, it fits me. And I am 20 years old, so I decided I would keep it for myself, and I made the little girl it was for a new one. So I tried to DIY a pom-pom out of some of the yarn that was left, which is the color down here, and it kind of didn't turn out how I wanted, but it turned out okay. This was the hat. I said in my previous video that it took a lot of cursing and swearing to complete, but I eventually got it, and I'm actually happy with how it turned out, because I was never a crocheter, so I'm happy with the fact that it actually looks like a hat. I can't remember if this was my second or third one, but this is more a child's hat. This one is a bit more tight knit, because if you see how this one is compared to, they kind of look the same though on camera. Anyway, this one actually went really well. I haven't put a pom-pom on it yet, because I'm still trying to find the best way to make them. Both of these, if you notice, that it has different colors, but there was no like cutting in the yarn, tying it together, switching colors. This is Switch Colors by, you know the Canon yarn cakes, I think, Canon. It's a type of yarn cake you can get at Michael's that has like a bunch of different colors in it. I got one for boy, one for girl. This was out of the dark color one. And I had enough to make two hats out of it. The pom-pom is on the other one that actually went to my nephew. And this one is from a pinkish girly cake I chose. And this was for my niece. So I was really excited. I was able to complete 2. Well, it looked like a hat. Like, I was pretty proud. As long as it looked like what it was supposed to, I was going to be proud. I couldn't have been prouder. So hats seemed to be my biggest thing, because I was able to do a hat in a day. And all I wanted to do was hats. And then I decided to explore. Now, from my previous passion of knitting, I did want to start. We had a 1-week power outage last winter where I live. So in that time, I knitted with the yarn I had, and I managed to make 3 squares. This is 50 stitches by close to 75 rows. And these were supposed to be placed together to make a blanket, which I might still do, or I might make these into dishcloths. I am not quite sure. Maybe in the comments below you can leave any suggestions on if you prefer them to be dishcloths or actually made into a blanket. So I got 1 gray one so far and 2 blue ones. In total I think I need 16 big ones and like a bunch of little ones, because I wanted to do quarters, 2 gray, 2 blue, and like make a checkered board in between the patterns of the big ones. So I'm still undecided what I will do with these. Dishcloths or blanket. And this is the yarn from it. I don't think... Yeah, it doesn't quite match the blue that I have. But it's a bit lighter. But this is... I'm trying to wrap up what is left of it. Oh no. The last thing left in the finished or halted projects is I attempted to do a puff stitch flower, which more just turns out into a weird wonky flower. I wanted to put a flower on one of the hats, you know, put a nice flower, but I kind of, with my pattern reading, kind of had a lot of fun doing this, kept getting the needle caught. But this was one of my failed attempts at a flower. It doesn't really look like a flower, it looks like just a two-colored circle. So this is something I want to improve on. So I'll move on to what yarn I have. So currently, I showed you, this was the very first thing I showed you, which is just a plain yellow square that I decided to just halt because it wasn't looking right. And that color is this basic yarn, which is the Craft Smart yarn. And this yarn I want to keep specifically for like flowers, do maybe granny squares with it. But this is just one of the colors. This is like yellow like the sun. So this is what this is. Thinking maybe it might be a good idea to like do this with all the colors and actually have like a sample of it. So next I have just a plain bright white, which is, this one's rolled into a cake. It was coming apart and I didn't want to leave it there, so like I said, I decided to roll it into a cake. So this is the white one I have, and it is the same brand. So this one is a purple. And again, this is Craft Smart Value. And this is the lovely purple I have. Which, this purple and another color, this color are going towards a current project I have that I've been working on that I will get to in just a few minutes. So all four of these are the Craft Smart. I guess I'll show you this project first since it wants to run away on me. Oh. So for a current project I'm doing, which is a circular throw blanket, I am using, oh, I think, tangled up a little. Right, I'm using a sort of ocean-like white to blue ombre ball. I thought it would, first I didn't know what I wanted to do with the color, and I thought it would be perfect for a blanket. So I am trying to make it into a circular blanket, which this is really just full. This is full of double crochet. So as for the two colors, that blue and purple, these two, this is the project it is going for. Now this is a sweater, I showed it in my last video. It is nothing but double crochets. And it has strap, which I have not got to the second strap on this one, because this side has two. One's to rest on the shoulder, and since it's a little big, the other one rests off the shoulder to make this fit. Since it is getting big for my liking, I got to, right now this is halted because I got to figure out how to decrease. So like I want to like decrease it. So I got to look into how I can do that, because I'm not quite clear on that. it was supposed to be my project of the week, but it's turning into project of the month, it looks like. But it is something I am looking forward to seeing done. My last project I have going is something I was really excited about, but I had the same problem I did with the sweater. Get this out of the way for a second. I'll get to this little bit in a minute. So I made a boot cuff. I thought it'd be a really cool idea, you know, something to go on top of your boot, and I added some cute buttons, or tried to add some cute buttons on it in a different color. And with this, the pattern I used for this is really simple. You just chain 50 and then do 5 rows of, well, you chain 50, then attach it into the first loop, and then you go around and do 5 rounds of double stitches, and then you do 5 rounds of slip stitches, single stitches, and then you end it with another 5 double crochets. So this one was all good, it fit well. Now the problem came with this one. This one was complete, but I had to backtrack it, the 5 rows, because when it was done, it was way too big on top. Somehow I managed to add 7 stitches. So this is another one I have to figure out how to decrease before I can finish it. And luckily with it being finished is I have the ball rolled up, so this is all the yarn it should use. Unless I magically make it use more, but if I'm decreasing it shouldn't. I'm gonna wind that back up. So I find the fun thing about these, the boot cuffs, the sweater, and the blanket, the blanket, is that I'm actually not going off a like set pattern. I'm kind of winging it right now, so I'm trying to figure it out as I crochet it. I started a Ravelry account, which I will link in the description below to go check that out. I don't have anything posted on it. Also have Instagram, where I'm not posting as much, but I'm trying to get into posting on it. I will link that also in the description box. It's just called Cal22. It is a private account, however. You can follow me. It is a private account. I just have to go through and approve it. So I'm really am excited to finish all of these. It's just, I gotta look around and figure it out. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you today was this project bag. So a really good friend of mine, Bobby Lee, made me this for Christmas. That's also where I got the blue and purple yarn. Not the multicolored blue, but just the blue and purple that I showed you for the sweater. She made me this project bag for Christmas, and I really love the gray with all the different, I like the patterns of the flower pots with like each a different color on them and outlined in white, and the red zipper actually adds a nice touch to it. But the inside pattern is lovely. It's just such a gorgeous bag. It's called a project bag. In it currently I only have, this is the color of the buttons on the boot cuff, which, yeah, this boot cuff. This is the color there, and I just round the rest of it into a cake. And this was the ball that made this. So this is all that's left, so I could make something with it, just like a small project, so I just gotta set that aside. I don't want to get rid of it. And this was from what was left over from the 2 hats I made from this. So I guess technically I made 4 hats, if I have 2 and I gave 2 away. This is what's left of this roll. So the only thing I keep in here, as of right, I don't have a current project in there. I want to start keeping a project in here But other than that, I have my knitting, why am I calling these knitting needles? They're crochet hooks in this project bag. So I just keep loose yarn right now and in my neat little cute project bag. I will link her description in the description box below. She also does podcasts of yarn and knitting. Her podcasts are called the Inspired Knitting Podcast. She posts a new video every week. I will post in the description box her link, and be sure to go check that out. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and feel free to share this video. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of day.